I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best.
All right, so today got with me longtime friend, um, Dante Watson. Grew up together. We started running AOC track together as kids. Kept in touch. Played football against each other as well. So I'm glad to really finally get you on. We've been trying to do this for a minute. We've been trying to get this
Bro,
interview for a great.
even when I was home, it just didn't work out.
I know, like anytime you was home, I wasn't home. Anytime like I was home, you wasn't home. Like,
Yeah,
but it's all right. We finally got it to work. And it's something that I really was trying to do. Just because you're a very versatile person, very unique person, and you're somebody who's been yourself throughout the years, and you never really switched up. You just genuinely you, and
yeah,
like that's cool. That's thorough. Like that's what I like. So. Um, If you guys don't know, Dante runs track and field for the University of Pittsburgh. Went to North Penn High School. His senior year finished seventh
yeah, in the fourth.
in the four. Ran a 49.
No, bro, it was a 48.74 at
48.74.
that
My
was in the
fault.
first. I ran 49 in the finals, but
That's what I was
I
about to say. That's
yeah,
in the finals. It said 49, but
I
you ran
know.
a 48.
Man, listen, everybody ran. I ran dumb fast in the prelims to get to the finals. I PR by like a second and some change. And then the finals, I was just dead because we had the 4x before. I was gassed, but man,
So
that
wait,
was
why did you decide to run that 4x8 when you knew you had the finals and you could probably place higher in the finals
well,
of
like,
the eight?
well, I'll say this,
I
like,
mean, in the four.
I feel it's like this is the thing. The whole season, it was kind of just me. Um, I don't want to say carrying the teams. I'm not trying to be selfish, but like I was definitely
No,
like
I know
it
what you're saying.
was definitely my team. Like I was definitely there just to, you know, help everybody get better. Like my job was to make sure that everybody was competitive and everybody was getting better and working hard because I feel like in high school sometimes people just do it for fun. Other people
Mhm.
say they want to make it this far, but or reach these goals, but they just be pillow talking. And I was really like I'm always a hard worker, so when I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. So basically that whole season, indoor and out, like we didn't make it for the 4x4 districts. They was that was the fastest.
Yeah, and that's like. So what people don't also have to realize is that
District one
yeah,
is the
right.
fastest district in the
This
state.
is different. Like coming out of District One, you kind of stamped and placing on the medal stand. Like if you come out of District One, like
Like
you moving for real. You jumping far, you throwing far. It doesn't matter what you doing
listen,
in District One. Like it's competitive.
listen. My coach said District one. If you make it out of District one, you 90% chance you will definitely get a medal in the stand as long as you do what you did at districts. You will definitely be on the state podium. Now, mind you, this story is
That's what
crazy.
I'm saying. I wanted you to talk about this because people don't know you were already committed to going to East Stroudsburg,
Yeah, to
and
play for
that's where I go exactly.
yes,
So, and it was funny because our other friend Al, we all talked about
yeah.
this because we were
Me,
all three gonna be there. We were
me,
all, and
me
I was
too, bro.
still running back then too. So
Yeah,
we were all gonna be on the track team there, and then lo and behold, none of us actually ended up
yeah,
continuing to run for them. So,
yeah.
but
And
go ahead, explain the story. Go ahead.
yeah, Ethan too was supposed to be on there too.
And
And
Ethan,
exactly,
and it would have been four of us, bruh. Four of
exactly,
us, all from AOC, would have been at ESU running. But
exactly.
go ahead, explain the
So
story.
I came off track, got the his business card and everything. So I texted I called my mom. I was like, Mom, like, she's like, what? I was like, Mom, meet me in the back of the stands in like 15 minutes. She's like, why? What's up? Like, I was like, Mom, just do it like right now. I got picked coach from Pitt. Now mind you, she just sounds surprised on the phone, but later on I found out she wasn't. She already knew. So basically, what happened was My coach Brian Jackson was like, this is my brother. Like, he really like he really looked out for me. Like, that's literally like you talk about like great guys and great coaches. That's my brother. Like, he really gave me a chance when nobody else did. I wasn't on anybody's radar. I never got recruited by any D1 schools, and yeah. So went to the back. He was like, hey, Brian Jackson, Pitt track and field. Like, seen you run the 4 and the 4x8, and like we want to bring you up for a visit. I liked what I saw. Um, so took that visit on the weekend of June. I think it was 19th to the 21st, which was the same week as New Balance Nationals. So not only did I made states and everything, my other goal was to try and go to New Balance Nationals, but I couldn't go because I had to take that meeting. I had to make a business decision because I was like, if I don't show that I'm interested, this is my only offer, so I got to jump on and be on that.
Do
So
what you got to do.
exactly, it sucks. I wanted the bag, bro. That's always
Right. That's all we ever want, bro. That's all we ever want
dude,
as track runners is the bag when we go to
where
schools.
you go to the track meets in high school and flex that New Balance bag, you're official.
Right. No
Where,
cap. No
so
cap.
so like I did that. Um, yeah, I did all the recruiting process. Took us to visit, talk to the coaches and stuff, and like I decided my thing was like the only reason why I was hesitant on signing was because I missed football so much. Like I love football. I went through a lot more in football than I did with track in terms of like my journey and everything and where I had to do because I didn't play my first 2 years. I was always getting pillow talk. I was always talking about, oh, you're gonna play. But then my senior year, I didn't play the first game. I was ready to I was at the point where I was ready to quit. So I'm like, it's the same stuff happening. Like I want to sit on silence my senior year. Didn't get in it at all against LaSalle. And then uh my friend got injured. He was playing corner. Now, mind you, I never even played corner. So I wound up playing that whole year corner, got my chance, and I started, and I was getting a lot of looks, and that's why I committed to Strasburg. I was happy to play football and track there, and then all of a sudden this Pitt offer came, and I was just like, my mom went there for school. My high school head coach went there for school. Other high school coach that coached for the girls now, he went to Pitt, ran track, all that. So it was just like it was man. I talked to my coach, Coach Jones. I was like, man, what should I do? Like, he was like, what's stopping you? I was like, just playing football. And he was like, man, listen, like, track is one of the sports where you gotta stay in it while you're hot. You don't want to take any breaks off it because you're gonna lose everything. And like football, you can always go back to football and train for it. It's just a different sport. And I was like, all right, you're right. So I just made a wise decision. Talk to him, talk to my mom, and that was that. But the crazy thing is that how it all started. My coach Jackson, he was in the stands with the other coach here, Coach Zoe, who's the Maltese coach who does stuff. Apparently, Coach Zoe was roommates with Coach Turner, who's the girls' head coach now, and Coach Jackson was asking. Him and Coach Zoe were talking to my head coach, and they were like, "Yeah, we're looking for some 800 runner. Like, you got anybody that like you should watch?" And my coach was like, "Yeah, and we got my anchor leg right here." Mine just as while I was getting the baton, like right before I got the baton, I'll never forget the story he told me. He was like, "Oh snap!" He was rushing to try and get a stopwatch out. He clocked me. I ran 152 at that 4x my split, and then like my high school head coach was like 152. Oh my gosh! My other coach,
Start guessing it.
Exactly, and because that was one of the best like performances they ever seen, and it was like I didn't even know I ran that fast. I was just running just to compete, just to try and get us a medal and place high.
Right.
And then my coach, Coach Jackson, he was like, he saw that, he was like 152. He's like, tell me to meet me in the back in 15 minutes, and I was just like, I ain't here. I didn't even know any of this. I'm just coming fresh, getting my medals, you know. Well, he didn't say. He said, tell him to meet me in the bag 15 minutes after 400. So like they kept this from me the whole race because they didn't want me to get distracted and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
Which I understand. I didn't like. I wasn't even like. I was in my own world. I was just happy. I was excited about my guys. Nobody got a state medal before, so we was just all happy and everything. And then, that offer came. I think it was that Tuesday. I got that call about the offer, and I was just like, thought about it. I only took like a day. Called him back on Wednesday. He was like, uh, he gave me an offer on Tuesday. He was like, just let me know what you think. I'm not trying to rush you, but if you don't want to come here, I got somebody else that I'm gonna give this money to. And I was just like, all right. So I thought about it. I was like, all right. So thought about took a day to think, pray on it, and just committed. It was like, I don't know, it was surreal. It all happened so fast. Uh, Now I'm here. So,
That's lit, bro. Like that story. When I first heard that story, I was just like, "Wow, bro." Because like I was telling me the whole story about how it happened and how you were supposed to be at ESU, and then you end up getting an offer last minute and end up going to Pitt. I was just like, "Wow, that's crazy. Like that's a blessing. Like that's a blessing in disguise. That doesn't happen for everybody."
actually, it's
And
a
and the
lifetime.
fact that you were able to make so much of that opportunity so far, your time at Pitt is has really been good to see as well. So I wanna transition more into, so like, explain to people a little bit how, like, the differences between high school track and collegiate track. Like, what are the main differences? And especially you're going from, and it's not like you're used to going to big meets, that's not really a big change for you, but the practice style and the atmosphere and um, the addition of more distractions in your life, being in college. How is that, juggling all that and then plus being an athlete as well?
So like high school track, which like high school sports in general, it's fun to go to practice with your friends. You cutting up
Yeah.
during practice, just having fun while still pushing each other and everything.
Hmm.
You see each other every day. College track, it's it's fun going to the meets, but like everything is like business. Like you gotta be there. You gotta have in your mind that I gotta work hard this today because if I don't, they're gonna try and replace me tomorrow. And like um, it's just a lot more hard work. A lot more is expected of you, just because like college, you're people are getting paid. Like coaches are getting paid to coach. Like, this is their job. This is their livelihood. So they're bringing you in because they feel as though if we bring you in, you're gonna produce for us. You're gonna do it what we ask of you, and basically we're gonna get a good turnout in our investment. Because basically, like, let me just keep it real. Like college athletics in general, we're all investments. Like coaches are investing in us, their time, money, so they expect us to put out what they put into us,
Right.
and then some. So um, I would say like a lot of college, like in terms of the atmosphere with the team. Um, Now I'm not going. I don't know about all teams, but every like at the end of the day, like I feel like college track is a little bit more individualized with uh just because like everybody has their own agenda. Everybody's trying to get has different goals. Some people are in college, running college track. They're on the team just because they want to be on the team, just because they like the sport and they made it and they're good. Other
Hmm.
people are there because they actually are trying to get forward track, trying to go pro. Other people are in between. They just are just running it, and they might have fell out of love with it, or and they just want to just get through it, um, and they're just happy to be there. So it's a lot different for every situation, but that's the difference. Like high school, everybody's just there just because they love it and they just want to do it and have fun for the most part. And then college is just like a strict business. It feels like it low-key feels like we are professional athletes because we have so much expectations on us, on our plate and everything, and what is expected of us, and we got to produce. Because if we don't produce, then it's like we're going to hear it from the coaches, or we're going to, get replaced just like that. I would say like distractions part. Try not to distract myself. I mean, it's like I don't really, honestly, like I'm different. Like I'm not really, I don't go out like that. I don't go out as much, have fun. Like I work too, like while I'm here. So I worked all season last year, uh, during the season from late September, early October up until like now. Like I've been working, so I work.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I work on the weekends during the fall because we're not in season, and then during the season I work mainly just Sunday mornings. Um, just to at least, I
Get some
got
bread.
exactly. I gotta save some money, stack some money. That's what it is, man. I just gotta hustle. I've always been the type of person I'd rather work than go out and have fun. Now, I have like I wouldn't say I'm a total introvert, but like I rather like I enjoy time myself. Like I don't have problem being on myself, playing PlayStation, just relaxing, be on my own time. Um, but I have been learning more to like get out and like hang with more people now, just to like it's good to have friends and it's good to like make friendships here and like be around other people that's not doing the same thing that you're doing. Because also like I'm with these people every day, like all year round, so like it could get boring seeing the same faces and stuff, and like there's always some drama with somebody, with girls and all that.
Hmm.
I try to stay away from that because it's just like that. Yeah, it's just like
That comes all the time though when you're on a team, bro.
exactly,
Like,
exactly. It's just like I'm not trying to try. That's not helping me get better. So I don't want to even try. I try to limit my involvement with that.
let me ask you this. So if you were in the higher ups of the NCAA and you were the director of the NCAA and you were faced with this problem and this dilemma of college athletes getting paid and being a track athlete, how would you divvy up the money? How would you decide who gets paid, who doesn't get paid, how much somebody gets paid, how much somebody doesn't get paid? What do you believe should be is the answer?
Well, I'll say this: like, obviously, all athletics you have people that are on scholarship and people that are walk-ons. So if you make that roster to compete during the season, whatever sport you're in, whether you walk on or on a scholarship, I feel like you should get paid the same amount of money. Every person should be paid the same amount of money for that whole time. Just because y'all both doing the same amount of work. Like y'all both are going to travel, y'all both are practicing, all that. So if you make that roster, if you make that team, you should get paid just like everybody else. Now the amount, I don't know, but honestly, any amount for us would be helpful, to be honest, just because like you don't know people's financial situation. Like some people need that money to
Right.
if they're off campus and stuff. Like for me, for instance, like I have to work because excuse me, I have to work because my scholarship only covers my tuition, which was a great deal to begin with. Um, but like in terms of like housing and room and board, I got around FAFSA, and then like that money you only get so much for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not poor enough in terms of this.
No,
Exactly,
seriously, that's where middle
exactly,
class families,
exactly.
don't always get the funding because they
I'm
make
not
too
even
much.
class, so like, but it's just like yeah, it's just like I can't rely on my parents to be there to support me financially month to month and all that in terms of like paying rent, food and all that. So I had to work. I've been working this whole summer. I had to work during the season just so I can be able to put food in my stomach and a roof over my head. So um that aspect is like it puts more it it takes more away from the athlete when they have to do all of that, like have to work and stuff a bunch of hours and stuff just to fend for themselves and support themselves from their athletics because when they're working 8 hours on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're that's the time that they're missing to get better, like to recover, get some schoolwork done, not some schoolwork out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that because you gotta worry about eating and what you want to eat and all that. And yeah, it's a mess, man. It's some people will fold under that pressure, which is like that pressure he's talking about. I've seen a couple people right already since I've been here fold under pressure. They couldn't handle it. They had to quit and everything because it was just too much for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. stuff that I can't really talk to my mom about. Like,
Mhm.
I'll talk to him. I'll go to him for. And like, he's just always just been a positive figure, uh, a consistent male role model in my life. Not that I didn't have any others besides him, but like, just as far as like always being there, always providing and looking out and treating me like I was his son, like I am his son, because he calls me that, and he claims that, but just like that whole dynamic, like there's not some people when it comes to step parents, they don't have like that support. Like step parents just like pass them off, like, oh, you're just a stepson, like, you're just a stepchild. You don't care.
Right, right.
That's like that's your mom's kid or that's your dad's kid, like that. So I was blessed to be in a situation where he didn't like he just there is no like step anything, like I'm just a son, it's my father. So
Now, was that situation where like you were a little bit older, you're like 10, 11, and this new guy comes into your life,
yeah,
like was there tension? Was there just like was it weird? Was it
yeah.
like just
I would say it was weird at first because one, like, I never like I was them kids where like I didn't want my mom to be with nobody, like I prefer her just being by herself, like just me and her. Like I didn't want to share her, like share my time with her. Um, Especially at that young of an age. And it was just like it was all just like new to me. But at the same time, like he also did stuff with us and like did what he had to do like to show that he actually cared about me,
right,
her.
he was genuine.
Exactly, he was just genuine real. We had a bunch like we did. He was playing games, all night. Like some days, just like spending time with each other for real. And that was just like it was just real. When I got older, I appreciated. I don't want to say I didn't appreciate it before, but like I like realized it more and was just like uh a lot more comfortable with it, just because like uh I'm a I'm mature in a sense, but like I also like realized like yeah he's a cool dude. Like some people like you gotta realize like when you're with your mom for 11 years, just you and her, and like
Hmm.
somebody comes in there, you just like oh
No, we're not about to do this.
exactly yeah like exactly like I'm protective of my mom like over anything. Like she's number one, so like I'm always gonna make sure that she's okay, and I'm always gonna listen to her vent about anything. So like I'm always gonna be in her corner, just like how she's always in my corner. But just in the beginning, it was like just a little awkward and stuff. But I was happy when she got married, 'cause I know he makes her happy. Um, I know he does what he has to do to provide for the family. So I can't do anything but respect that, and I love him for that. So it's not that many people that'll do that in a situation.
That's a fact. There's not a lot of people that would do that in that situation. Like, so
Or
you gotta like you gotta show respect. And the same thing happened with my pop. I didn't always see what he was trying to do for me, how he was trying to help me and stuff like that, and the good that he was doing. It wasn't until after that I really realized that type of stuff, and I kind of had to. I had appreciation for him, but it was like a different like he was my like it was just something that we kind of had to go through,
uh-huh.
and like once we went through what we had to go through, and I got older and I started realizing the stuff that he was telling me was true, and that he was just trying to help me. Like we went through crazy shit. Like we went through stuff to where it was like it was yelling matches constantly, because I had stuff that I was dealing with my mom, but then I also had stuff that I was dealing with my actual father, and then he was just the middleman, and he was just trying to get me to see both sides, and he was trying to open my eyes to so much, and I was just so young and trying to comprehend and understand everything that was going on at such a young age. It was just so tough. But as I got older, and especially when I moved away to college, it just started clicking more, and I kind of understood what he was trying to do for me. And so it's great that you were able to have somebody to come into your life, kind of like how I did, and kind of help mold you and shape you to be who you are today. I think we're both better off for it,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure, definitely, most definitely. I'm telling you.
But speak on a little bit more. What like so I saw your Instagram post after the season, right?
Mhm.
Um, and you kind of alluded to how this past season kind of didn't go how you wanted it to go,
Yeah.
and some disappointments that you had, and how you're coming back this season with a different mindset, and you're determined, kind of how I guess alluding to high school and how your junior season went, and then how the following senior season you were ready to go and get yours. Is that kind of what we're going to see from Dante this year?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, that's the goal. Like, I just been ever since this junior season was over. I just been. I had like a couple days where I was just frustrated because first 2 seasons I made regionals for my 4x4. Um, and I was just like I kept progressing every year, and this year I took a step back. Now, mind you, the coach that recruited me, Coach Jackson, he left after my sophomore year, so I don't now like I started experience that like that feeling like, oh, like now I got the one guy I depend on, the one guy I came here for. I literally came here because I trusted him, I believed in him, I put all my trust in him. Like, I listened to what he was telling me, um, and essentially like now he's leaving and he left me for another school. I just felt like I was definitely hurt, but at the same time I know that like it's a business. Like, he has to do what he has to do for his family and everything. Um,
Mm,
and like he wasn't, it didn't want to give him. He had a better opportunity at that. Yeah. So,
right.
which I'm proud of him for because he definitely earned it and deserved it. And I definitely like. Oh, I still keep in touch with him to this day. But I had to come into this junior year with a new coach that doesn't know me, didn't recruit me, came in late too, doesn't know like my skill set really, doesn't know me personally, um, but still expects me to be at that same level. And those 2 years that I built up with my coach, that relationship, now I have to start fresh with somebody else, um, just to try and get the same goal. And like it definitely was a rough one this year. I had a great debut indoor, but in a great first 2 meets outdoor. But then the after that, I just kind of just stayed stagnant. I didn't
Yeah,
really.
I was looking at your times, and that's kind of what I saw as well. I kind of saw
Yeah,
you start out the gate kind of high, and then you didn't really go anywhere
yeah,
after that. And so, how
exactly.
how did you handle that mentally though, going through that season? And you're just like, man, like I'm putting in the effort, I'm putting in the time, I'm doing what I normally do. Why am I not seeing the results? Like, how did you handle that? And you still made it to conference championships,
Indoor,
um,
yeah,
indoor, yeah,
and
either.
out, yeah.
Yeah, so like you still made it to the conference championship. Uh, I thought you performed okay with like pretty much. It's not like you. Of course, you didn't drop your time, but I don't think you wavered. You didn't regress. I didn't feel like you just stayed stagnant. But how was that? How did you deal with that mentally?
Well, I'll say like it was just hard because I know like what my goals were for this year and like what my expectation was, and just trying to take that next step, and it just didn't happen. So like when you have goals and everything, your goals don't get met, you feel like a failure. And I definitely felt like this year was a wasted season. Um, yeah, I made it indoor. I scored in the 800 indoor, but I wasn't really satisfied with that. I was happy that I got that score just from the season I had indoor the meets before that, leading up to that. But outdoor, like I just had a great 2 meets at Florida State and where's the other meet at? Oh, North Carolina and North Carolina State, NC State. And after that, I just kind of had this didn't ever progress really. In my 8 and the 4x4.
And why do you think that is?
I think I mean I think it was though because my
Was
new
it
coach.
you or was it coaching?
Nah, I mean I would say it's like it's both because you know, granted the coaching was different this past year. Um, I had to tell my coach how I was feeling, I I never gave up in races, but at the same time, like I am the one running them. So, you know, I'm not gonna say I didn't give 100% effort at all, because I did. I always give 100% effort no matter what. And like, especially during the indoor part of the season, in the middle of the season, I had like a minor groin strain, so I was running like 2 or 3 meets hurt, like with wrapping around my, so I wasn't even 100% healthy for like a couple meets indoor. Um, and like my training method was definitely a little bit different. My training schedule with this new coach, so you know, it definitely was a learning experience. It definitely was trying, but it definitely made me realize, like, I work hard. Maybe I wasn't working hard enough, so I gotta come back this next season and work even harder. I definitely doubted myself a bunch of times this year, just because like I wasn't. There was just a lot of stuff that was going on the track that just wasn't. I just didn't feel like myself this year at all. I really didn't feel like myself. It's not fair to even blame my coach 100%, but it's just like we just didn't. I don't think we. I don't know. I feel like we came to a better understanding of what needs to happen going forward after my junior year, after seeing everything that happened transpire with my times and everything, what didn't work, what did work. So now it's all like I'm trusting that to make a plan, which he did. We talked about it. Have a steady plan for this year, because I have goals. Like, I'm still trying to win my conference 800. I'm trying to go to nationals, trying to make a deep run at nationals. I'm trying to go to the Olympics next year. Like all this, like, these are goals I've had when I first got to play with my old coach. So the goals didn't change. I'm not gonna just fold under pressure. Like, that's why I had to work hard. That's why I had to stay here in Pittsburgh all summer for majority. Just work lifting 4 times a week, practicing everything, just in that focus and mentality, just to get ready for the season and have a big season. It's my last year, so I gotta literally have one other chance to make things right. So I did think about that also. I was talking to my mom, just like how my junior year in high school I didn't do what I wanted to do, but then I came back senior year and had a great performance. Had a great year in general. So I definitely think I'm going
History tends to repeats
exactly,
itself.
exactly. So you know, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself, but I definitely I'm
You know
definitely
what you're capable of.
exactly. I know I'm capable of. I'm ready, definitely ready for this season to get started, just so I can make some noise and make them feel me. So
Right, right, as you should. So you kind of alluded a little bit um, about what you kind of want from track after college. So you do want to run the Olympics, and do you want to go pro? Is that something that interests you? Is that something that you're um, that's definitely a major goal for you, or is it just something, if it happens, it happens?
yeah, no, like I always wanted to go pro in any sport when I was younger. That's always been a goal. Just like how going D1 was always a goal. Playing sport D1 when I was younger. So um, yeah, that's always been the goal. Going to the Olympics, going pro, trying to just get to the highest level. I just want to see my full potential be reached. I want to see how far I can make it, how great I can become in track, how really like what my skill set can really be at. I have the talent and everything. I know I have the work ethic for sure. So just trying to see where how far I can make it, and is really driving me now, because I don't want to have to be one of those people that he could have did this or he should have did that. Um, I don't ever want to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda type person. So that's why my goals are as high as possible. Going pro, going Olympics, so at least I know like this is what I'm working for. So the days when I be feeling like I don't want to do it, I want to practice, I want to lift and everything. Some hard days, so I'm gonna get up because this is where I want to be at the end of the day. And I know somebody else is they may not be feeling well either, but they're practicing and lifting too. They're on the same mindset. So my goal is just to outwork everybody and just put in the most work every day and get better every day. So
So what do
especially
you so what do you feel like are the most so you talked about earlier a little bit how you and your coach, your new coach, kind of have made adjustments and have a new plan for you this upcoming season. So are you, you're a mid-distance runner, if we're going to categorize you, but you are a sprinter as well. So are you going to maybe focus a little bit more on getting your stamina up? Are we working on the kick? Are we working on short sprints more? Where is your main focus right now, or just for the whole season, to get you where you need to be?
Well, the main issue last year I feel like was that I felt like I told my coach all the time. I feel like I lost a step with my speed. You know, I was
And that
I was
happens a lot. That happens a lot with mid distance runners.
exactly, and like I came up as a 400 runner, so I was running 47 on the pop off, sophomore year, 47.2 pop off. So I was trying to build off of that for this year, and I feel like I was running like 49s indoor, running like 48s outdoor pop off, and I was just like, I know I feel slow. I feel like I was doing too much uh endurance stuff, but not enough speed stuff. Which I told him, I was like, I feel like I'm not doing enough speed stuff. Like I need to do more speed work, like more work 400 work, so I can like get my fast switch up, so I can help with my 800, that first 600, that first 200, like
It's
all that.
key. That's key.
Exactly. So um, made adjustments. We're gonna do a lot more speed stuff. It's hard for me too. Like I was talking to my other coach. Like it's hard. He told me it's hard for coaches to train. Most coaches to train and have an athlete that goes 8 down, like going from the 800, 400,
Hmm.
all that, because you have to literally implement enough stamina so they can be competitive, but enough speed so whereas you can maximize your speed and build off of that and use that speed in order to give them an advantage. Like Devin Dixon, Marcus, Rob, what's his name, Donovan Brazier, all those guys that can run
Hmm.
6:45 open, but still throw down like a 1:45, 1:50.
Right. Crazy.
So
Like
yeah,
moving.
and the thing is in my conference, like in ACC, like almost every 800 runner that I run against and that I'm seeing at ACC finals and stuff, they do the 8 and the 15. They have the stamina, they run cross country and all that. Um, but like I know for my skill set, like I that's just not my skill set. That's not what I'm based off. I'm not based off of endurance and distance. I'm just based off of like use my foot speed, getting out, uh, trying to put the pressure on
And
you.
I think you're very strong too. You're a strong
Exactly.
runner,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's what really helps you sustain. Because you're right. You don't have the stamina that these guys have, but you're insanely strong. And I think that comes with the
exactly.
football from playing football as well. That strength, and so that you use that strength to carry you over that last 300 meters or so.
Exactly. And the main problem I've been having with my 800s is that third 200, trying to carry that first 400 into my middle 200, that third 200, because I could come through it like 53, like it's nothing because I'm used to running 47. So,
Exactly.
but like if I taper off that, if I fall off on that third 200, I'm running a 28. I'm not in good shape to finish the last 200. So just trying to be as strong as possible, endurance wise, get my speed up to where so I can get out that 53, 52 ish if I have to, and just being able to be competitive and stay on the gas that 3200. That way I can give myself the opportunity to keep the pressure on everybody and be competitive the last 200. Um, so I definitely think I'll be in better shape this year. I'll be in good shape because we already know what we have to do. It's just a matter of doing it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Trying to get some hardware, man. Of course.
Bro, you got to. And I believe you will. You got the mindset. I've known you for a long time now. And everything that you said you were gonna do, you've done so far. And so, I just, hope that you keep it up, and that you're able to figure out this season. I'll be watching. I'm always checking up on you, making sure, you just checking up, seeing how well you're doing and stuff like that. So I do appreciate you for coming on. Means a lot. This won't be the last time, so we definitely gonna have you back on again, especially when my show starts back up at school.
For
We're gonna have
sure.
you back on. It's gonna be a good job.
For sure. Definitely.